Hi, future college students. I'm Rishi. I'm an admissions consultant, and today I'm here to guide you through the critical process of creating your college list. It's a journey that can seem really daunting and make it really hard to start applying, but it doesn't have to be. We'll go through it step by step so you can confidently build a list that best suits your dreams and ambitions. So let's get into it. There are four key steps that I work through with students when building their college list. Step one, you need to ask yourself some very important questions. Why are you applying to colleges in the first place? What do you hope to get out of attending college while you're there? And what do you hope to achieve after you graduate? This is your time to really think about your future and what you want it to look like. Remember, everyone's reasons are absolutely unique. Whether you want to gain specific skills, dive into research, join certain clubs, or network with alumni, all reasons are valid. You probably don't know everything you want right now, and that's totally okay. Start to think about the things you do know you enjoy and are excited to do in the future. Moving on to step two. For every item you've listed in step one, you need to think about what you require from a school or its location to achieve your goals. Do you need a school with a strong STEM program, or perhaps a location with a thriving art scene? Perhaps you prefer a smaller, more intimate campus environment. Take your time with this. I encourage you to use the internet, talk to alumni or students, or use tools like Onyx Admissions AI to aid in your research. We'll see how Onyx works in just a few minutes. The more information you have, the better. Next, step three. Highlight the items from step two that are most important to you. Then start listing schools that offer these features. It's essential to prioritize what matters most to you when selecting a school. And remember, there's no quote unquote perfect college out there. We're aiming for a right fit based on your personal and academic needs. And finally, to step four, identify each school on your list as a safety, target, or reach school based on your GPA, your SAT and ACT scores, and your tuition budget. It is absolutely necessary to have a balanced list of schools. And if you're not familiar, safety schools are schools that you feel confident getting accepted to. Target schools are those where your credentials match the average student profile. And reach schools are those that might be a bit of a long shot, but you still have a chance. Now, you want to continue adding schools until you've created a list that has an equal number of each type of school. This way, you maximize your chances of getting accepted and finding a school that truly fits you. And there you have it. These are the four steps to creating your college list. It takes some time and deep thought, but trust me, it is worth it. And that brings us back to Onyx, the first ever AI tool designed to make it faster and simpler for you to create the best school list for your needs. Let's have a look at how Onyx works to make your list well-rounded and truly fit you.
All right, so now that you've finished step one and two of your school list, you can jump into onyxadmissions.com and we'll have a look at how Onyx makes step three super fast and super easy. We're going to start with our non-negotiables and type in what is the most important thing that we must have at our school. For me, in this example, I'm going to be really wanting to do a strong graphic design program because I want to become a freelance graphic designer. All right, and that again ties straight into my long-term plans. What is it that you want to do after college? What is that experience that you want to gain? How is that tying into your long-term plans? And these are the big two most important parts, being able to identify those things in your step one and two of
The
the
four-step process and
put them into the inputs here. Now we start to break down the little components that
make your college
experience in the moment that you want to have when you're in college, right? What kind of environment do you want to be in? What's the location, setting? What kind of student body size do you want? A very large school, a small school, bigger classes,
or smaller intimate classes.
And then we get into the critical components,
that define your ability to attend a particular school,
which is what's your tuition range? How much is your family able to, based on scholarships and other factors, invest in this college education? And so schools should align with that tuition range. The next thing is your home state. That plays a role in the tuition, but it also plays a role in what you're looking for in the experience, how close to home you are. And then now we break down what comes into the target region safety schools, your SAT score, your ACT score, and your unweighted GPA. Put in the highest numbers that you have for your standardized test scores and your unweighted GPA. You want to find that and pop it in here so that this algorithm then can break down what is target reach and safety for you. The other component is anything else that you find important to you. Maybe there's a specific club that you want to do. Maybe I really want to go to a school with a D1 football team. These are the things you can put in other that are not your non-negotiables, which was our very first input box here, but they are important to you. And we'll go ahead and generate some suggestions now for your school list. Where can we start based on all of this information that I really care about and that I can find a way to align the school with my needs and identify schools that exist that fall into these categories without having to do extensive research for every single school in the country and rely on blog posts or public information that's not specific to you. And so here you can see the results, 7 colleges suggested, and you'll have your reach schools, your target schools, and your safety schools listed here, and an exact breakdown of how it aligns and doesn't align with the school that you are looking for in terms of your non-negotiables, your long-term plans, your setting and location that you want. You can see the programs that they offer, the tuition, and also the school size depending on what you had put in as what you were looking for. And if there's any of these input components that you didn't know or that you wanted when you went
into Onyx
here, you could put not applicable, or you can come back and say, actually, I want this. And this gives you an amazing starting point for beginning your school list, breaking down, okay, what are the types of schools I'm looking for? I've never done this process before. And now you can see each of the schools that's listed and look more into depth into them individually, see how they align or don't align with what you're looking for beyond just the Onyx output here. You can go and search for Virginia Tech, search for University of Richmond, search for University of Maryland online, and have a really strong research basis for going into looking into how it will align with what you want, are seeking, and it also will allow you to identify what else is a safety school or a reach school or a target school based on the scores that you'll see when you do your online research and the GPA of average admitted students. And finally, you can save this at the end with that cloud button at the top corner. And so you have these schools, you can regenerate as many times as you want. You'll get some different responses, some similar ones, and you can continue to build your list and a foundation for starting your list through this process.